Gaels čas a vítěznou utkání obsadí 7. místo, polední 8. místo, ještě na Realu.
Well, welcome back, fans. Here, this is the Aleš Hřebeský Memorial Tournament. We're closing in on the final day of action here. We've got a big game between the Clarington Green Gaels and the Bratislava Bats. The Bats are wearing their black uniforms and the Gaels in their green respective uniforms. Right now, this face-off bounces loose and along the boards, but is picked up by the Bats and is coming into the attacking zone here past the restraining line on the left-hand side. Peels around the top. A pick was coming there for him, but the ball pops loose as the Gaels apply some pressure. That was Thompson. And this shot goes wide, not able to get the reset. Fresh 30 Gaels pick up the loose ball and heading the other way.
Fast pace, they got to push it. Shot.
Scores! That's a nice goal by the Gaels there. As Ben Brandon puts it home and tickles the twine, top corner.
What a great shot by Ben Brandon. What? Top right corner, got the goalie moving side to side and puts it top right.
And it was a nice job of just attacking that seam and the gap in between the defense there and making them pay the price for it. Right now it's 1-0, the Gaels lead.
What a great environment. Everyone's got a smile on their face out here. If you're scoring, you're happy.
And it's a warm one out here, isn't it, Drew?
Oh yeah, it's hot, especially on the sun side. And it's been in full effect all day. The sun has been a major part of this tournament. It's been a wonderful week. Wonderful week. I know last year was a little rainy, but this year it's been sun's out, guns out. Half the people got their shirt off.
That's exactly it. I'm Tanner Fetch, joined by Drew Hazadik here up in the booth at the AHM. The fireworks are set up for tonight's finale. It's going to be a battle in the trenches for the remainder of this tournament. It's been an exciting week all week long. Just like Drew said, it's been, sunny. The food's been good. There's lots of merchandise, young fans, autographs, everything. The excitement of this tournament is something special and something spectacular that if you're not here right now, you definitely want to come be a part of this.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying, Tanner. You definitely want to be a part of this. Nothing's better than this. I mean, you're in the middle of wherever we are. Europe, right?
You're in Prague right now.
You're in Prague. You're in the middle
Radotín.
of Europe, Radotín, and you're playing lacrosse in front of fans all over the world. There are players from all over the world here, and this environment, it is not getting any better, folks. I will tell you that right now.
And the Green Gaels here on the defensive side of things, trying to set it up. A little bit of zone coverage mixed in with a man, so a blend of both here. This ball's going to bounce loose. Some physicality down in the corner, but it's picked up by Thompson. Thompson goes behind the safety of his own goal. And again, he's going to slowly take it up the floor. He has 10 seconds to get it across half. And now it's Ben Brandon, who has himself a goal so far in this game. He goes deep into the left corner of the Bats territory, and this shot from the high slot area stopped by the Bats goaltender, whose pads are pretty nice. He's looking good. He's been on top of his head, but the Gaels are a team that does like to shoot. They will pepper you as a goaltender and as a team, so you've got to play tight defensively and help your goaltender out as much as possible.
And that's the thing, Tanner. That's the thing I've known about the Gaels. Every possession matters. Every possession, they're trying their hardest to get that shot. If you're not getting a shot on the possession, you're not scoring. You know, like the great Wayne Gretzky says,
you miss 99% of the shots, 100% of the shots you don't take. How can you score if you're not shooting, right?
Exactly, and that's what the great says, so you got to listen to the goats.
That's exactly it. Now the Bats here on the attack. Again, some help defense. He tries to split the D, but unable to do so, and this shot goes wide. But the rebound's picked up. Huge save by Neil Roberts. And this one back in front. Roberts makes another save. It's bouncing loose. Is he going to have to make 3 in a row? He does. 4! How many saves is Neil Roberts going to make before his team can pick up that loose ball? That's one of the things as a defenseman, you got to be there to help your goaltender. You can only be expected to make so many saves. Neil Roberts makes 4 or 5 saves in a row there.
And what a defensive stand on the Gaels there. And hopefully they can slow it down, maybe get the offense going a bit, give the defense a break. Because with this sun, you don't want your defense playing
on the floor consistently all the time. It's easy to get tired. It's easy to get gassed.
Yeah, and folks, this is my first game announcing. It's a pleasure to be with you today. It's a great opportunity to announce with my fellow brother, Tanner Fetch. It's been an awesome week. And you can't ask for anything more. Like I said, if you haven't been down here, please get down here, and you will enjoy it as much as we are.
Book your tickets for next year, because the tournament will be same time, same place as always. And there is rumors of a second arena being built just right nearby in some empty space that they have, some mini golf and a parking lot type of thing, and they could definitely convert that into an arena. And this tournament will expand and grow and become more and more special every year. Now we got a penalty coming here. Let's see what the official's call is. As he makes the signal. It's a 1-minute elbowing penalty. Elbow to the head. Instantly a penalty. Easy call. So again, how important are power plays? In lacrosse, when you're a man down, it should be a goal. It usually results in a goal.
Yeah, definitely. And you definitely want to capitalize. When you're on your power play, you have your top players out there moving the ball as quick as possible, side to side, getting the goalie moving, and a shot from up top and save. Big save.
Brandon again, he seems to be their shooter. They're missing a couple guys here due to some penalties adjudicated at the end of the last game, as some rough stuff ensued.
And that's the thing as a player. When you get a penalty, you know you're putting your defense on the spot. You're putting your goalie on the spot. The goalie's going to be facing shots, and that's the last thing you want to do as a team, have your goalie facing shots.
All day, every day, and leave him hanging out to dry. This shot, big save. As John Kunn makes the save, flashing that left-hand glove side. Now the loose ball battle is taking place in the corner here. It's picked up by the Bats. There's a reset, fresh 30, and it's coming down near half. His pass thrown away, but thankfully it's picked up by Coleman, who's coming in on the left side near the boards. He's got some help up top. They're going to slow things down, take their time with 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock. It's still 1-0. The Green Gaels lead over the Bats. And again, we got a delayed penalty coming against the Bats now.
Some quick transition, a hit from behind on the numbers. Are they going to call it?
There is a penalty here back in the backfield.
I believe that's for too many men.
Is that what it was? Left the bench a little bit early?
Yeah, the whole tournament, the refs have been watching. Their eyes are on the bench.
For the slash now, 1 minute slashing.
Slashing in the penalty.
But you are right. You are right. In this tournament, the too many men has been a focus call. Especially when you have 3 officials out there, it's easy to catch the teams changing, leaving a little bit early, which we've seen in this tournament, and the officials doing a great job of keeping a tight hold on it. The Gaels again, Brandon gonna shoot. Ball bounces loose, almost picked up by the Gaels. A little bit of confusion there on the defensive side for the Bats. Back door. Can he do it? He's gonna peel around, but the ball pops loose in the corner. Brandon, who was quarterbacking from up top, somehow picks it up from behind the goal. And again rifles his shot. That's probably his 3rd or 4th shot so far of the game, and 1 goal. Still 1-0, the Gaels lead over the Bats. As the Bats now on the penalty kill, going to try and use up as much of the 30-shot clock as they possibly can. You're not in a hurry to get a shot in these scenarios. You just need to eat the clock, try and get your guy back on the floor for full strength.
Some good pressure from the Gaels, as you can see. Some fast transition.
Coming the other way, shoots!
Scores!
Nice goal there as Todd Collins puts it home. And again, he fakes that stick side and then pops it home far side.
Great transition play from the Gaels. As you can tell, this is the last day of the tournament. These kids are tired. They're giving it all they got. They've played 4, 5, 6 games within a week. Not even a week, but
definitely takes a toll on your body. These athletes have been putting in time and effort all year long to get here, and then you come on the floor, you give it everything you got, you want to leave it all on the floor at the end of the day. Does take a toll, and like you said, the sun's been a factor here. You need to stay hydrated in these high performance games. So far on this final day, it's been pretty exciting. The matchups have been fairly close, all coming down to how this draw worked out. It's a little bit different than in the past. And it's made it a little bit more even matched, I guess, evenly matched on the final day. Not any blowouts so far. Again, now the Bats on the attack. This shot from long downtown and off the mark. The Green Gaels doing a good job of keeping the Bats outside and limiting their interior shots. They're not getting the cuts. They're not getting the pick and rolls to the inside. And that's working in the favor of the Gaels. Gaels are up 2-0 right now.
What a great game. And if you guys are tuned in right now, please stay tuned all night. We have a lot of action. A lot of action coming your way. I know there's a lot of viewers from the United States, North America region. I know the time change is a little different, but do what you got to do. I know a lot of people are at work. A lot of people are supporting. That's what matters. Support the lacrosse community.
Support from all over the world here for this AHM tournament has been something special. Both internationally, Canadian, American. And again, the more international teams and the Canadian teams and the American teams that come aboard, the more fans and viewers we have at home. Make sure you follow AHM on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, so you stay in the loop for this year and future years. Again, I'm Tanner Fetch. This is Drew Hazadik here.
And it is a pleasure to be with you guys. And like we said, this tournament is getting bigger and bigger every year. You do not want to miss out. And if you missed out this year, there's always next year. And I strongly advise to get here and enjoy the atmosphere.
And again, now the Gaels here on the attack. Right-hand side. Ball's now past the restraining line. Up top, it's Trudeau. He gets a steal from the left-hand side. He fakes the shot and is able to dip in. He puts it home. Top corner.
With a huge shot.
Where Grandma keeps the cookies.
To put the Gaels up by 3. And that's the last thing you want. Being down by 3 in the sun, been playing lacrosse all week. Last game, you really want to put some points on the board. And when you're seeing 0 up on the scoreboard as an offense, you do not want to be part of that game.
You don't want it to be a landslide. It's always hard to claw your way back. Lacrosse is a game of swings. Don't get me wrong, and it can happen. But sometimes when you're down, especially in a short game like these games here. They're shorter than your average, so you have to answer back right away before it's too late. The Gaels suffered a couple losses here in the tournament. That bounces them down into this game. So they're looking to bounce back and come out with a big win if they can. Now coming for the crease dive was Peter Patsko, but he pulls it out and waits for the safety of his team. And this pass goes off the mark, and a fan's going to go home with a souvenir ball from the AHM.
Getting a little sloppy out there, as you can tell. There's not as much support. The players aren't supporting. And when it comes down to when you've been playing 5, 6, 7 games a week, you really got to be there for your teammates and backing each other up, supporting each other, and going to the ball rather than going away from each other. And that's when the ball is going to go out of bounds, as like you saw.
When the passes are off the mark, and definitely ball control and possession is an important part of the game of both field and box lacrosse. Is the more you have the ball, the more likely you are to win, the more opportunities you have to shoot and prevent the other team's offensive guns to come down and attack your goal.
There has been a lot of offense this tournament. As you can see on the stats, one of the goalies faced almost 100 shots between 5-6 games. And the games are only half an hour. Usually the games are an hour, but as you can see, the games are 2 15-minute quarters. And when you're seeing that many shots in that many games in this tight of a timeline, you're definitely going to be letting in a lot of goals. And the offense, you can see this whole tournament, it's been straight offense.
Yes, it has.
It's been great as a spectator standard.
A lot of crease dives, a lot of dunks, those kind of goals happening here. The nets are a bit bigger than some people are used to if you play Canadian lacrosse by any chance, and if not, then these are the nets that you're used to 100% of the time. But the larger goals, the smaller creases, and the different rules for crease play allow for a lot more excitement and a lot more goals.
And as well as the smaller 6, Tanner, as
yes.
you know, as yourself as a goalie, and I'd say a pretty good goalie, as you can see.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure playing with you, Tanner. Definitely, it has been a pleasure.
We played with the London Knights during this tournament. We had a good battle. 4-2 was the record,
but didn't come up.
Didn't come up into the top bracket just yet.
But stay tuned. Stay tuned tonight.
Again,
and we will have the finals tonight, the bronze game, the finals, and I will tell you, there will be a lot of people and there will be a lot of energy in this stadium tonight.
There sure will. It's still a sold-out crowd here tonight at the AHM. As the afternoon is rolling on, the trophies are shined up down below us. Again, there's a lot of trophies, the All-Star Awards. It's an exciting day. And one for the books. Right now, the Bats pick up the ball off that rebound. And again, the Gaels with the pressure, the high press, forcing that 10-second violation. That's the one thing that some of these good teams do is they force the ball, they pressure the defense to make mistakes and turn over the ball in the backfield and or waste the full 10 seconds and not get it across the floor, and you get a free possession.
Yeah, for sure, Tanner. That's 100% correct. Like you said, if you're putting pressure on the defense and they're tired, the offense, if you have your offense out there, they should be ready to score some goals. Your defense should be the one and should be the people that are tired because they're the ones stopping the ball and giving it 110%. Offense, you can kind of do what you want. As an offensive player, you can slow it down, but as defense, you're on the clock every second. You can't mess up, or if there's a mess up, there's a goal, and that's the last thing you want as a defense.
It's decisions. You have to make decisions fast, quick, and on point. If you do make a mistake, sometimes you make the wrong decision, it happens. That's life, but it can come back to bite you in the game of lacrosse. You get sucked into an offensive guy, he can dish it to the guy that you just left. Those different mistakes, those different turnovers can lead to goals, like Drew just said.
And what a great first half.
Good first half there. The Green Gaels up 3-0. Short 2-minute break here. As the teams regroup, the coaches are giving words of wisdom on the bench, trying to talk the guys through, especially on the Bats bench. He has the whiteboard out. He's encouraging his players to get to that middle, earn that goal. Whether it's picks, rolls to the inside, that's an effective way to score.
And by the looks of it, it looks like every player has a water bottle in their hand, staying hydrated. Because like I said before, this week, it's been a long week of 5, 6, 7 days of playing lacrosse. And it can get to some of these people. And especially if you're not drinking water, staying hydrated, staying 100%, it will get the best of you. But
well, that's one thing that I know, Drew, yourself, and myself, we both know, is we played in the President's Cup, we played in the Founders Cup in Canada, and those long weeks of lacrosse where you play 2-3 games a day and you're always in there battling 100%, you need to stay hydrated. Your body's going to get sore, it's going to get beat up, it does take a toll on you. But you have to battle through it, make sure you're eating right, get your nutrition, and you're able to bounce back and battle through these weeks and hopefully claim a trophy at the end of the week if you can.
Oh, exactly. And that's what everyone comes down here for, is the trophy. And it's such a competitive tournament, and everyone wants to be a part of the final game because the final game. It's such an amazing atmosphere. The whole town of Radisson is at this venue.
Radotín.
Radotín.
Yes.
Radotín enjoying this venue and being part of the community. And that's what this tournament is about.
It's very competitive, but it is also about friendship, bringing the community together, just like Drew mentioned. And there's a goal as the Bats answer back and break the shutout, break the goose egg, and make it 3-2-1 in favor of the Bats. That was a nice shot on the run. And that shot comes from Will Mahone.
With a great push to start the second half. That's what you want to see as your team. When you got 0 points on the scoreboard at half, as an offense, you're thinking to yourself, okay, boys, let's put something together. We really need to step it up. As the defense holding them to 3 goals, that's a great first half. As a defensive player, you should be pretty content with that.
And like I mentioned, the coach was drawing things up on the whiteboard. And obviously what he drew up was effective here as they come in on the second attack. Still, guys tangled up here near center floor was Wilson.
A huge save
Of the Green Gaels. Now there's a nice save by Neal. And the ball's going to come the other way. The Bats pick it off here. Tries to feed it inside. Almost a back-in call as he almost went back into the crease.
Moves it up quick off the bench.
Again.
Taking it
Brandon
to the middle.
Fakes in a huge save by the goaltender Travis Sandin. Red Beard Lacrosse. My shirt just fell down there, unfortunately. Hopefully I can recover that later. Was using it to protect. I had my shirt laid out across this pole that we're leaning on because it is so hot that the metal of this railing in front of me is quite hot. Right now this ball is going to bounce away from the Gaels and out of play, and a fan goes home again with a souvenir ball. The kids scatter towards it and try and grab it.
A little bit of a salty play there. Like I said earlier, it's the players not supporting the players and going to each other. Because like I said, when you're this tired after playing this many games, you really got to be there to support the brothers, support your teammates, and really give it a push with these last few games, because these ones are the hardest.
Well, that's the thing. It's a team effort. You got to work together, and you got to support. Like you said, I like the word support that you use, because that's a key word. You got to help come to the ball, set a pick, draw in some defenders, create those openings, create those scoring lanes, just like the Green Gaels did there. Now this ball's picked off by the Bats, and it's going to bounce near center, but it's corralled by Jim Block. Again, he tries to put this one into the net, but it's stopped again by Sandin. His pads look pretty cool. I'll give Sandin that. He's got some nice design on his pads down there.
Yeah, and as a goalie, Tanner, I'm sure you're the first one to notice that.
I am for sure. I love a little flair, a little pizzazz, a little bit of gotta look good, feel good, play good.
Yeah, exactly. Bring some spunk to the game. It's a fan game. People are in it, and we play for the fans, and we play for ourselves and our brothers. But at the same time, you need a little flash in the game. You need a little trickery, some moves, just not your classic play, pick and roll.
And again, this was a forced pass, but they are able to pick it up. Was Tyler Atkins. And again, this underhand shot goes in, but it's going to be waved off on the 30-second violation. And now a big bomb, but Neil Roberts is there to pick it off in the safety of his crease. And again, the Green Gaels here on the attack, slowing things down and bringing the game to their pace, which is something they do so successfully.
And that's what you really want to focus on as a team. If you're up by 2 goals, there's just over 10 minutes left. You really want to slow it down, bring it to your pace.
Yeah, you don't have to rush it. You don't have to force it. Take your time when you got the lead.
But the transaction game this whole week has been phenomenal.
The transition.
Transition games. Transition game has
Transitions leading to transactions in terms of goals. Just for sure. And here's the transition that you're just talking about, Drew. And he puts this one down between the legs and he's in there. A nice goal.
With a great transaction play.
And the official throws his arms in the air. The fans go wild. As again, the Green Gaels put another goal past the goaltender, Travis Sandin.
And the transition game has been huge this whole week. If you can catch a defense on their heels, not ready, prepared for you, it's one-on-one with the goalie. That is a really hard task to ask the goalie for this guy to stop the ball when he's one-on-one. You need to be there. You need to support. You need to support your brother. your
like
goalie.
you said, the transition game is key, and that's one thing I learned from Kurt Malowski when I was down in Coquitlam playing a little bit of A-ball, is that he wanted the ball moved out of the crease quickly as a goaltender, fast, get it down the floor, get those shots on goal, push the ball, push the ball. That's something I know the Saskatchewan Rush do really well, and some of these NLL teams. They get the ball up the floor quickly with speed and try and catch those odd man rushes, and the defenders outnumber. And that usually leads to a goal.
And we have a little delay in the game here.
Again, it's going to be the Green Gaels ball here after that violation.
I know yesterday in the Green Gaels game, if you guys were tuned in, there was a little bigger delay in the game as it got a little physical. And like I said, people are here to win. People aren't going to be going easy on you. People are here to win and win this tournament because it is a big deal.
The trophy is on the line. Tensions are going to rise. Tempers are going to flare. That's part of the game of lacrosse. Tempers flared last night, as it was a Conor McGregor and who did he battle in his big fight? Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd Money
kind
Mayweather.
Of matchup down below the goal there yesterday. If you didn't catch that game, it is on the YouTube channel for you to watch and enjoy time and time again. And again, this shot from downtown by Doug Trudeau of the Green Gaels. And again, 5-1 now for the Green Gaels. This one's from downtown near the restraining line, high slot area.
Big goal, big goal. I got to say, Tanner, as well, for this whole week, the referees have been doing an amazing job.
Phenomenal.
Keeping the play in play, right? Nothing's getting out of hand. Nothing. It's all for the game. It's all for the love of the game. And maybe we had one or two incidents this whole week, but that's the game of lacrosse, and that's how you got to see it.
I would agree with you, Drew. The officials have done a great job. This one, backdoor. But again, a huge save by Neil Roberts of the Gaels, who's there to flare up his shoulders and cut off any opportunity that the Bats might have had. Like you said, it's been an exciting tournament all week long here in Radotín, Czech Republic, just outside of Prague. Beautiful facility here. And again, they're looking to expand. If you haven't, reach out to the tournament, try and get your team in here. Come be a part of this spectacular annual event.
Like Tanner was saying, it's a spectacular annual event. And as you can see in the background, if you're tuned in, take a look in the background. Take your eyes off the game maybe for 1 or 2 seconds and really see what kind of place this is and how amazing it truly is.
Yes, it's beautiful. There's hillside. I know it's hard to see sometimes because the cameras are zoomed in on the floor, but the beautiful hillside with trees, the sunsets. We're actually in the middle of the city, I guess, with all the houses. I've seen a couple houses get hit with a stray ball here and there. But the family gets to go home with the souvenir ball. This will be the 3rd time I've said souvenir ball, but it is true. They're eating a family dinner. All of a sudden, a ball comes bouncing into your living room. It's like, oh my.
Yeah, and that's,
take it.
They're paying the cost for being around this facility because everyone knows this whole town. It's all about lacrosse, and everyone is part of the game and part of the community. And it is one thing. It's truly amazing to see.
You're exactly right, Drew. There's a nice shot, but it goes just off the mark and wide. He's going to bounce over for the back over, but no. It's saved by Ben Brandon. Oh, and this one goes in. Travis Sandin there, he was stepping back towards the goal line, and this one looks like it snuck through the 5-hole, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to double check. As I thought it was going for the quick stick, but instead of the quick stick backdoor, he shot it from down low here on the right side of your screen. And somehow that one goes by Sandin.
And the Gaels taking off here, 6-1. As an offense, you want to be scoring more than one goal, obviously, because you're not going to be winning games. You're not going to be winning many games or any games if you score one or 2 goals a game. That's asking a lot for your defense to hold a team to 2-3 goals a game, and especially your goalie. It takes a lot off them mentally and physically.
It is draining. That's one of the beauties of being an athlete is you get to compete all week long, and like we said, it can be hard on your mind, body, and soul, but this is the medicine game, and it's definitely healing. Some rough stuff here ensuing down near the restraining line. Once again, the Gaels getting involved.
A crucial power play coming up.
It's 5 minutes. 1 minute. 1 minute for cross-check. He put his hands up, but that must be because it's number 5, potentially. He put his hand up like it was a 5, then went 1 minute cross-check. Threw me off. Again, the Bats now here trying to set it up. 5-on-4 opportunity. They're down by 5. About halfway through this second quarter.
And Tanner, that's the one thing I noticed between Canada and the European and the different rules. When the goalie gets hit in the head, the game still plays. Back home in Canada, when the goalie hits in the head, it's dead ball. Make sure everything's okay. Make sure everything's all right, because it is a dangerous game.
Well, that's in terms of minor lacrosse. I know at the junior and senior level it's play on, as it's closer to these rules. Again, this shot is going to be a reset off the post. And the Bats are able to pick it up, fresh 30. Coming down on the attack is Englis. Englis again uses that screen to his advantage, but Neil Roberts is there. Puffs out the chest and makes the save once again. Thompson bringing it up the floor here on the left-hand side of your screen. Nice little roll pass there, but and there's a huge collision midfield. As Pavel Ziyech catches the Gaels off guard and throws a shoulder check. And again here, let's see what the call is happening here. The officials are going to have to meet. They're not 100% sure. They're going to discuss things.
And this is good physical action. These teams are coming down to 4 minutes left of the tournament. They're giving everything they have. They are not giving up. Even being up 6-1, these guys are going hard. And that's the game of lacrosse. You have to go hard at all times. And if you're not, people get hurt. Because if you're going hard and someone's not, that's when people get caught off guard and not ready for certain situations.
Well, that's 100% it. And even though you're not in the finals getting the trophy, you still want to seed higher for future years to come. And that's how important it is. Again, the transition game coming the other way. Collins down low and into the hip pocket of Sandin, but he's able to pop that out and bounce it into the corner.
Huge save by Sandin to keep the boys in the game. You know, they go one more down. I could maybe close this book.
Close this chapter on the final day of the tournament for the Bats and the Gaels. This shot from downtown Radotín, but it bounces off the goaltender, Neil Roberts, and into the corner and out of play. Again, the Bats here on the attack in the Gale zone, looking for that short side post between the leg pad of Roberts and the post. But it bounces out of play once again. The glass is a bit smaller on the side, so the ball does have a tendency to bounce out of play. But it makes it a better spectacle for all the fans that are here. And again, like I mentioned, it's a sold-out crowd at the AHM. If you have friends and family here, players that you're supporting, make sure they grab you a t-shirt, some memorabilia to remember the 25th anniversary of the AHM here, 2018.
And as Tanner was saying, the boards are a little lower, so as a spectator, you really want to be careful and make sure your eyes are on the game at all times, because you never know what will come out of the game or any situation within the game.
Potentially, you could go home with a souvenir stick, helmet, gloves. Who knows? If things are getting wild, things tend to fly out of play. And that's what makes it exciting. The Gaels now here, looking for that 5-hole on Sandin, but he closes the door, the brick wall. 13 minutes into this quarter here. It's going to be a timeout. But the clock continues to run there. Now they finally stopped it here, but it's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Bats.
And Tanner, I'm sure these teams, they could really use this timeout. It's coming down to their final minutes. They've given all they got all week. This is the timeout they are needing right now to put this game truly away and to come out of here last game as a W, because that's crucial here. You want to leave as a winner, and truly, I think everyone here is a winner, being part of this community and being part of this tournament.
At the end of the day, you're all winners when you participate in the AHM. It's memories, it's friendships. It is a lacrosse community, and I'm glad we can all be a part of it, and all of you at home as well. The Bats here trying to draw something up. They want to get a goal here, maybe 1, 2, 3 quick ones, and see if they can claw their way back into it late though in this game. Right now the Bats here moving into the attacking zone of the Gaels. The ball's on the left-hand side, deep in the corner. A nice low seal there creates that opportunity, but Neil Roberts is there to scoop it up after making a big save.
What a game Neil Roberts has had, letting in one goal all game.
And this shot, big save by Travis Sandin of Red Beard Lacrosse. And again, it goes out of play.
as an offense, you really got to be happy with the performance that the Gaels have put up today. Letting in 1 goal, you will be winning 90% of the games with letting in 1 goal. And that's what it comes down to. Defense is crucial in this tournament. Offense will come. But if you're letting in goal after goal, it's hard for your offense to score goal after goal. And that's the one crucial thing I learned about this tournament and I got out of it.
One thing that we already mentioned, and I know that I'm seeing it here, is the Gaels have a high press. They pressure, and there's a goal, walks into the slot, shoots, scores. The Bats, they drew it up, they executed, and now it makes it a 6-2 game here with 55 seconds to go in the final quarter. But like we said here, the press, the Gaels are doing a high press, so they're not even allowing the Bats to get on offense. And that's leading to more offensive possessions for the Gaels. Yes, their goalie, Neil Roberts, is playing great. Yes, their defense is playing great, but that high press is forcing the Bats to make errors in their own end.
With 1 more minute left, these teams are going to be giving all they got, especially with long flights home. A lot of these guys travel from afar. They'll be giving all they got because that's why they come down here, to play the game that they love, play the game of lacrosse.
And now the Bats looking to get another one. Can they do it? It just goes right side of the goal, bounces near the half line, and out of play. Jabroni's there to pick it up. Almost, he's asking the official now for his space. You get 9 feet of space without being pressured by a defender. He does get the request, and now he's going to come in. A little stutter step like Jeff Shatler of the Saskatchewan Rush, and rifles this one to the right ankle of Sandin and out of play, onto the sideboards. Again, the Gaels looking to add another tally to their points. 6-2 they lead over the Bats. This one here is going to be just near the restraining line, but it is a back over call. And Gavin Prout, who's on the bench of the Gaels, has to almost make an ankle save as the ball comes bouncing into the Gaels bench. And again, the kids scramble to get that loose ball and probably get some autographs after from some of the guys. Something that's been pretty exciting for them all week long is their future lacrosse players that are going to be playing in the AHM. Once again, I'm Tanner Fetch. This is Drew Hazadik.
And it has been a pleasure, and thank you for tuning in to everyone. Like we said, if you have never been here, please, we advise you strongly. This is the best of the best.
Spectacular. It's special.
And Tanner, it was truly a great opportunity to play with you all week with the London Knights.
Likewise, and then we get to call a game together. It's just the chemistry is going, right?
And to call my first game with you as a professional, it truly is an honor, and I appreciate it, Tanner.
Well, I'm glad to have you on board. Make sure, fans, that you follow AHM online, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Stay connected. Lax All-Stars is also doing a bunch of reports. Big shout out to them for covering this entire event. I want to see you following, subscribing, liking, enjoying, partaking, indulging in AHM 2018. I'm Tanner Fetch, and this is Drew Hazadik. We'll be signing off, but don't go anywhere as the Riggers are now playing the Turku Titans up next.
Kobe out.